Good evening, Speed Gaming fans. Welcome to another episode of Speed Gaming Live's 2021 Chrono Trigger Jets of Time Tournament. This is Boss Randomizer Flags between AzureCale and dipwood. Aku, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing great, Kiyu. And this will be a fun rematch against these two people. And I did not roll the seed this time.
Nope. The honor is mine on this one, so both our runners should be getting started relatively soon, as we want to get started on time tonight. Hopefully everyone's having a great night tonight. If you're not familiar with Boss Randomizer, you start off 2 random characters, and all the single bosses and all the multiple bosses get shuffled. But we're just getting started here soon. We'll see our first couple fights. So we got a Robo start and a Magus start from both of our runners. This is a strong comp, in my opinion, early on. You never really want to see Magus too early because, again, like he needs 50 tech points to get his first tech. But he is the most versatile mage, as he does not require the gate key to unlock his magic or have future access to the factory. Now with Robo, that's another 2 out of the 3 party members that do not require magic unlock. So that is a big idea at this point, because you can basically take any sort of high TP fights early on and get full benefit with no worries. So what are we going to see first? We're going to see first a grab from dipwood, grabbing the power tab, while AzureCale checks out the relaxing shop. So dipwood had checked both Poor and South of the Bridge shops, but AzureCale is the first one to go into the first fights here against the Rolly Riders. Dipwood gonna grab the first chest out of Dendoro. Okay, so he is taking the fight here instead. I mean, it's an interesting idea. It's something that you can quickly change into it because, again, you have Magus. Magus has an already better starting weapon than the rest of the cast. And it's going to do some decent work against these Bellbirds where you can use Robo to kill these goblins. So that's always something nice and easy to do.
Dipwood is showing us that the first battle you get into, the second and fourth attacks are always critical hits. Using that wisely with Magus.
And you get a slightly better yield out of that fight than you do from the fight in the shop. So
I don't think I'm going to switch my route of going to the shop first after checking the key item checks along the way.
just some nice variants if you're really familiar with the game. So
yeah, and they both got that free shelter, which is really nice to have early on. AzureCale is setting up the Xenon Bridge quest.
And dipwood is already in Cathedral at 3 minutes in. That is a lightning time, though. Although I don't think he has any mid-tonics or ethers at this point. So this will probably be a grab third character and leave. because the only healing item he has right now is the shelter.
Robo's first tech is heal beam, so he does have that for healing. Making quick work of the Nagaets.
Is really the advantage of getting your later tier characters, your Robos, your Aylas, your Maguses. You tend to have just better overall damage in this early game.
And we get to see who our next character is.
Oh yes, let's go. Best girl.
Girl with robot equals very much fun times for me.
We got the Church of Robo representing on commentary tonight, guys.
And
Why do we
the shops are lacking a little bit.
Indeed they are. They're just not giving that good of loot. And we get the dried meat from the carpenter's wife. A jerky find. Now, interesting enough, like, getting that super early could be a game changer. Because if you get something like, hear me out, a crisis arm, a wonder shot at this point, that is massive for the early game.
Yeah, that is huge in the early game. Wonder shot damage against almost any early boss is amazing.
Tobin suits, prism helms. There's a lot of good high-end items that you can pick up real quick from a jerky check. Now we have dipwood doing the bromide check here, which is fairly common for anybody clearing through Cathedral. Again, why do you grab the bromide? There is an elder that you can turn it into south of the bridge. He will give you, in the base game, 1 power tab, but in Jets, he gives you a power tab, a magic tab, and a speed tab. And in the current patch of Jets, power tabs scale between +2 and +4, depending on the seed, and magic tabs scale between +1 and +3. But Snail Shop had the Prism Shard. AzureCale denied picking it up. It makes perfect sense. Again, if you don't have Marl, it's not in the cards, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would skip that for now. Keep the money and save that for something else. Dipwood looks like he just went in, got the bromide, and is now turning that in for extra tabs.
I really like this play, and I've been starting to work it into my own runs, is if you don't think you've got a great team to complete the Cathedral, just run in there, grab the bromide and the power tab, and then get out. Oh, that is fantastic. What did I just say? Prism Helm, baby. Best in slot armor there for any character. Resist status gives some of the best armor in the game, and +9 magic defense as well. In addition to status resist. Ooh.
Yeah, that is huge. And the amulet that Magus starts with, so now we have 2 status protected characters.
Again, it's not a weapon, and that's fine, but it is something that has such safety, especially for caster base, as it is in this case, with both a Magus and a Luca.
And Dipwood is going to get his jerky, and we'll see if he decides to turn that in or not.
Now, the other thing that we could see very early here is we have Robo in one of our starting parties. That means Desert is always on the table. Will any player make a quick Desert dive?
And Dipwood is going to get his Prism Helm. Wonder if Azure is going to go all the way to the back and get another character and fight the first randomized boss.
At this point, you've seen the Prism Shard already. That's something that is inkling in my mind that I need to complete Kathy, because Marley could be preventing progression. So Dipwood is grabbing some market fight here for some additional levels. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, this is always my first fight, but that's how I route. And Luca dealing more damage than Magus already.
I think Luca has a... I know Luca has a dream gun on Azure's side. I don't know if Dipwood actually picked up a better gun for Luca.
Yeah, I have not been looking at the random drops.
So here's the questions. Do we go to Bridge? Do we go to Hecarim's Cave? Or do we go to Desert or Dendoro? Because those are all on the list.
And Luca's second tech is Flare.
Well, with the ethers picked up by Dipwood, that's going to be useful.
And Dipwood might be going through Hecarim's Cave to get a lot of tech points for the two characters that do not need the magic unlock.
Again, like, that is the main weakness with an early Magus, is you need the tech points, and this is actually a great play because you can get I believe, his first, like, 1 or 2 techs within, like, 5 fights here.
And Azure is going to go to the back of Cathedral. Dipwood is continuing on. And we'll be seeing 2 random boss fights.
Now, what you're seeing here is right now is just the weakness of Magus. He only has auto attacks until he gets his first tech, which requires 50 PP. If you don't really have a great way to AoE clear right now, Area Bomb is kind of your best bet, but you know, Robo is lacking an MP currently and cannot use it. So instead, I had to auto attack each one of those down. Now that shows some presence of mind there with that maneuver. Dipwood immediately put the air gun back on Luca so that he could sell the dream gun later on, because Dipwood knows that Luca's main damage is going to be coming from that flare. Also gets the skip on double temporites there.
Yeah, I just started incorporating that skip from watching Dipwood.
It's a great man to learn a lot of skips from. He is scary on his execution. A Mirage Hand is actually not that great of an item for Robo. I believe it is his second worst weapon. Either that or the Iron Hand. I can't remember which one's worse. But it is a slight upgrade. Yeah, the unfortunate thing with Ro is just because of his hit rate is so bad that unique kind of sizable weapon upgrades or power upgrades, so you average out at a decent amount of damage. But we get Slash at the back of Cathedral. Ooh. Now the good news is Slash is only going to have about 1,000 to 1,500 here, so...
But at least it's Super Slash too.
Oh, that means you can actually do some decent magic damage if I remember right to him.
Yes. Regular Slash has higher magic defense. Super Slash does not have that magic defense.
Yeah, at this point, he's in counter range. That was ambitious. But Azure gets the kill in a 3-round turn. Wow. Low roll on Slash, but good damage from Flare. Big story of that one. Because as soon as he gets below, I believe, 1/3 health, he starts countering everything with Yes Indeed. And that is a quick way to wipe your party out. But Dipwood gets a security there with Lightning 2. Again, if you run into Nizbel here, inside of the cave, you have a counter to it. And you have a fire for a counter against the golem. So you're good against a lot of the enemies that you could potentially fight here.
Yeah, with an early flare and just learning Dark Mist, just about anything that comes up, Dipwood will be fine.
And we get Chrono. Chrono is the queen today.
Yeah, Princess Chrono. Most of us say he can just sit in that room. And we do see Nizbel 2 on Dipwood's side.
Now that's kind of interesting because he is going to lower the defense slightly before he goes into the flares. It's an option. Another option is to just go in with full Dark Mist, full flares, because the only time he's going to counter with lightning damage is if you actually do hit him with lightning damage. So, and he's only going to have between 2,000 and 3,000 hit points. So,
Dipwood might be lowering the defense so Robo can get in some good hits too.
That is true, but you have to wait until after he excises the lightning, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Then you have to hit it with one more lightning to lower that defense.
Oof. Sentient game is sentient and wants to hurt you. Immediately, Nizbel goes and charges the only person in kill range. I mean, the good news is, like, it's not that terrible that Luca missed these tech points because she's going to be locked in her techs, but missing the XP is kind of the bigger thing.
And the chef on Azure's side stole the pendant from the future and is trying to give it back. And I would be trying to fight whatever boss is there myself too. And Taban is giving away bent swords.
Now, does Ozzy have anything good today?
Always hoping for something amazing.
I think something nice here, something generous, like some good meat ethers would be nice here. Well, we got the Waffle House sword.
A Waffle House, or I call it Wolf Fang Fist. Dipwood is getting all of those extra power tabs I always skip.
Have we seen what it is yet so far for power taps right now?
I have not seen it.
I mean, Dipwood's going to pick these up. I'm only assuming that they're +3 or +4 at this point. Because I don't think it would go and pick them up otherwise.
Okay, so Ozzy is dropping magic tabs.
That's nice.
And sight scope or sight cap is the other item that's dropping.
And you got the menu glitch there right before the boss, so that's huge.
Dipwood is following Azure to get that pendant.
We got a vanilla Zombor today.
Oh, this is going to be a nice, easy fight for both of these runners.
It's always a relief when Xenon Bridge is not a complete roadblock.
Yeah.
Because it can be. There are certain comps or certain things where you just have to go out and grind a place for a bit to get your progression.
The top part of Zombor, you can deal water or shadow damage. The bottom, it's lightning or fire.
Yep. And it'll heal for, I believe, 50% if you on the other item when you hit them with the element. So.
Yeah, I would be tossing Dark Mists with Magus. After that top goes down, I would have Luca dealing a flare. But Luca doesn't have the MP to cast a flare.
Yeah, it's because you can't overheal the boss, so. Yes, so this scene is affectionately named Azure Dip 2 Electric Boogaloo.
So as you're going with this, kind of the strats I was talking about, just flare the bottom after the top is done.
Nice and quick, nice and quick. Now the question is very simple. Do you see this pendant? Do you take that pendant and you immediately go prison? Or do you do any of your other checks here?
Me, I might be chasing that pendant. It opens up 3 more checks.
And another character.
And me, I'm fine with Robo, Luca, and I don't care who that third party member is half the time.
Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about is, like, we've already gotten the broken sword at this point, so you may need Frog. And we have seen a Prism Shard, so you may need Marley for progression, so.
Yeah, I'd be wondering where those characters are and checking the burrow, because that's a nice easy check, and then I have knowledge.
Azure immediately making the Prism play, so that is expected at this point. You got 3 checks, all of them good. You got AoE to clear out Genodome as well, with Flare and Dark Mist. Seems like a good play in my mind, personally.
And Dipwood going with this exact strategy as I would with this whole boss fight. Dark Mist, take out the top, Flare, take out the bottom, and be done.
So, Renma in chat. What is the objective? Complete the game. There are 3 potential go modes in this randomizer. The first one is the Broken Sword, the Broken Hilt, forge the Masamune, and go through Magus' castle with after doing the cutscene with Frog to go fight Lavos. The second is have the Gate Key to get to Prehistoric, the Ruby Knife, and the Dreamstone to complete Tyranno Lair to go to Ocean Palace and complete through Lavos. And finally, the last one is having the Pendant, going through the prison to get to the future, and having both the Clone and the Chrono Trigger to go up Death's Peak and then complete Black Omen. All of these are viable runs. All of these can be completed within the seed. Just some may take more effort than others.
And that criminal from 400 years ago named Magus is now going to prison for his crimes in the present day on both sides. And naturally, he's going to break out.
Yes, that is correct. We have seen it many times before where you have two runners going completely different go modes. He also saved Fritz. Oh, wow.
Well, he does have Chrono, so he can get the mid-ethers from the Fritz shop. And Dipwood, who does not have Chrono, we know where Chrono is. He might not save Fritz and just leave him there.
Again, kind of proving what you want to see here. When you're going through prison, what you ideally want is a character that can learn tech points from the fights in there, and somebody who can basically one-shot these guards. Ayla, Magus, Robo, all great choices.
And I also look at speed so I don't get hit when I'm in the two-guard fights. Sometimes they can hit really hard.
Azure is the first one into the Dragon Tank fight at 26:45. How to beat Dragon Tank? Use Blue and Shadow. Game is not expecting you to have AoE Blue magic at this point, so Blue is completely viable. Red magic and white magic will still affect the body and the gear, but not the head. None of the triple bosses can be randomized currently. The last one that was just added was the double boss randomizer, so... The problem is that there's really only 3 bosses that have 3 parts of them. That's the Dragon Tank, Breton Knight, and Guardian currently. And there's only 1 boss that has 4 parts to them, which is the Mother Brain fight.
And the final bosses, Lavos and Zeal, are not in the randomized boss pool. They are always going to be in those final boss locations. Dipwood using anti-life strats against the Dragon Tank. And we have anti-life instead of Black Hole because Black Hole can really bug out the game and make the game crash. So Magus loses all of his HP, dies, and deals over 1,000 damage in one attack.
What can I say? I guess he's one of the Alaric brothers because he's performing equivalent exchange.
And dipwood is moving slightly ahead with a quicker dragon tank kill.
But getting a Gloomhelm there. So I think we have a full set now at this point.
Yeah, Gloomhelm, Prism, Helm, and the Amulet. Have a whole party full of status protect.
It's always nice when you can have that much. Because it means that you're very flexible in your accessories at that point.
The only problem is Gloomhelm is a Magus only helmet, but that doesn't really matter. And a safe helm in the back of this dome.
And a Zodiac cape for your, I believe that's the best armor for females for just flat out raw defense.
I believe so. I don't look at armor all that much. I just put on whatever's the best at the time.
So now, do we make the play? Do we go to Son of Sun? Do we go to Aristome? Or do we go to Protodome and grab our next character? That is the question.
Yeah, with this team, I might go to Aristome. Dipwood might be looking at the next character.
I mean, I like it just because checking at this point, we know that one of the characters still out there is Ayla. You get a free red vest when you get Ayla. And you're looking at doing Son of Sun relatively soon, so... But Azure is going immediately into Aristome. Again, another completely viable play. You have Dark Magic, which is fantastic against Guardian. Guardian only has about 3,000 health. The other thing that you have at this point is you have a potential of 4 additional checks that you have with your unlocked pendant, in addition to getting a power tab and a key item. So, but today we get Froggo in the dome.
And Dipwood is going to follow Azure into Aristome. Except Dipwood has Dark Mist. Whereas Azure does not quite yet.
That is it's showing off the advantage of actually completing Hecarim's Cave here, getting all those early tech points.
So how is Azure going to take care of the side bits? And that is with Flare. And Lightning does deal damage to the Guardian. Yeah, this might be a bit of a haul of a fight for Azure.
Yeah, looking at the damage numbers right now, we're looking probably in order of 15 to 17 turns at the very least, in addition to having to use some ethers on Luca to make sure that she has enough for Flare when they come back up.
Yeah.
And having healing for the Laser Spin Fire 2 combo that's coming up from Guardian.
Yeah, and it's going to be a guaranteed revive of the Lavos bit, or of the Guardian bits. Dipwood is just going to have the others deal as much damage as they can, and missed every time Magus comes up. or anti-life. Make
Hey,
it go
you
even faster.
You got the anti-life, you know it's not going to fully kill him. You might as well get the damage in right then. Now I'll have to do some timing manipulation and wait until after the fire, but nope, just leave Magus down. I like this strategy. He's done enough. You got the breakdown. Only had 3k health. That was a clean fight. Again, showing the differences in tech points, a little bit of levels there, and just how Guardian is resistant to fire damage for the most part, which is kind of the annoying thing with that party.
And getting a magic seal and mermaid cap from that fight.
Mermaid cap, not super useful unless you get for a Black Omen run. Even then, at this point, with the Prism Helm, with Goom Helm, unlikely you're going to probably use it, so at least it's good gold.
Dipwood probably could have got the rat on the top, but chose not to.
I mean, technically it is a time loss to swag strat that rat, so...
It is. It's not much of a time loss, but it's still a time loss.
If I also remember right, that's a frame perfect trick as well to lose time. So you are exclusively doing it just to say, yes, I am really good at this game.
And I will try to do it every single time, just to flex on everyone else.
It's a hard flex. Ooh. Oh, that's... Wow. Nova Armor Mega Elixir?
Yeah.
Oh! Nova Armor. So you guys, I heard you like status resist, so I gave you status resist to go with your status resist so you could wear status resist at the same time. You can quite literally triple up on status resist with a Prism Helm / Gloom Helm, a Nova Armor, and an Amulet.
And if Lavos decides to remove your status protection, it removes all of them at once.
Sadly, it does not stack.
And Azure missed the rat on the way down, so he had to come back up and catch the rat.
Missed it by a whisker. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's a tale for another day.
And a silver stud in this other chest.
Well, Silver Stud is fantastic. 50% magic MP reduction with all of the status resist that you have on helmets and armor. Like, there is an infinite number that you can put it on. You can put the Prism Helm on Luca, put that there and make flares cost 10. You can put the Gloom Helm and put it on Magus when he finally gets Dark Matter. I mean, heck, even if Robo gets like Uzi Punch later, all great options, so...
Yeah, I might be putting it on Luca and just burning everything down for most of the game.
Hey,
if not the rest of the game.
When in doubt, kill it with fire. Oh, and a Tabin Helm. Are we spoiled today? Like, how much good head armor do we have right now? Oh man, that's nasty.
And the prize for all of this is the Hero's Medal for Frog.
Well, I mean, at least it still unlocks another check you can make. You turn in the Hero's Medal in the Frog Burrow, so... And you'll get to see which character is in there, so...
Yeah. And it's a better time to check what is there.
Why can't we skip the rat? Because otherwise you wouldn't have a reason to fight Guardian, unfortunately. Like, I'd be down with it if it had just like a Guardian check, but I'm like, it's a Guardian check anyways, so just catch the rat, you know what I mean?
And I think it's hard-coded in to be worked like how it is working.
Yeah, it makes sense if it's a certain flag in the game. Since it doesn't require input as unlike the other ones.
Yeah, you know the whole story progression and cannot unlock the next flag until this event happens in a dungeon. Yeah, and I heard horrible things about this game on mobile, and the actual final boss is that rat.
Well, movement on mobile is notorious, especially on simulated keyboards and controllers. And that you can bonk so many times in there when you're first learning the game, so. Oh, we get Ayla in the burrow. I don't think we're going to see Ayla today, though.
I don't know if we will or not.
Maybe we will.
Yeah.
And with that, we have our almost go mode. Once he turns in the sword, that's go mode. The question is, do you run Ayla here? You've burnt most of your power tabs at this point. You're going to have to invest time and TP into that character. That is the question I have. Have we found a decent arm?
Well, dipwood might get her and see what tech she has early on. And if DinoTail is there, he might use her for one fight.
I mean, that is true. You're going Lavos at this point, so having DinoTail for the elevator does speed that up quite a bit.
And I have seen dipwood do just that before, too.
Question is, what is Luca's Fire 2? Has Luca learned Fire 2 yet? Because that's always something that is burning in my mind every time. Where's Fire 2? Where's Flare?
Right, and Flare was her second tech, and we will not know what her techs are until magic is unlocked.
Well, the good news is, like, you're going to unlock magic after you complete Magus's castle. All you have to do is just go back in the Dark Ages to get to the future, so. And I'm less concerned with that as a runner because I've at least got Flare, and Flare is going to be doing some decent work for me throughout all of Magus's castle. It's not as good as like Ice 2 or Water 2 would be in that particular place. Yes, I know I'm giving credence to blue magic. It hurts me as well. But it's still very, very good against a lot of the enemies in there. Oh, fight the new. Oh, he missed it. You gotta go to the top frog. Gotta go to the top frog. You did the same thing I do. Yeah, you ran right in there, you saw the new, you gotta go to the top frog, unfortunately.
Yeah, he tried.
I give him credit for trying it, man. He tried to give us the new fight.
And Azure is going to get his other piece of the broken sword.
So we skipped Enduro on both teams today, so.
And no gate key for easier magic. So yeah, the way to get magic now is either through the factory in future or after Magus's castle? Or do you do some extra checks and hope for gate key?
I think you just go at this point.
Yeah, you got Flare. You got Magus. The only thing that would be better is Fire 2, but
You can always unlock magic and then grind a little bit for the text that you're missing at that point.
yeah.
The question is, how comfortable do you feel going into Magus' castle at level 15? Because the bosses in there can be no joke.
And with Boss Rando on too, got 2 random bosses. Then you have to slog all the way back to Magus, who's going to have a random element.
It is one of the harder fights in the game. Magus is always one that I'm scared of, so...
And as always, whatever element you want him to cast, he'll cast maybe once. And we got Azure fighting Nizbel too. A little bit more power. Chrono with his notorious miss.
So, again, just showing off that just use as much magical damage as you want against the Nizzies, and they'll go down relatively fast. Again, like, this is the lower HP pool that you run into compared to Denadoro, with only about 2 to 3k. So these flares and these dark mists should wrap that up. There we go.
Yeah, and Chrono spin cut doing 40 just shows that Nizbel did not have his defense lowered yet. And like Kyo said earlier, you have to lightning it, wait for it to release, and then we lightning it again, then its defense is lowered.
It's quite a work, and for the most part, just hit with magic is my opinion.
Yes, and that's how I deal with it too. Hit it with magic, hit it hard, hit it often. And Dipwood never going to the back of Cathedral to get his Princess Chrono. So we get to see how Chrono deals with the end of the game on Azure's side. And I know me and Kiyu like to once in a while put Magus in the 3rd character spot, so Melchior gives Magus the Masamune and says, "Here's his awesome sword to fight Magus."
I mean, it is a good meme. You did provide Magus with the means of destruction.
And Azure is opening up some of the sealed chests, which is never bad to do. Can take time. One of those was a swallow. The other one was a greatest.
Well, Swallow is openly considered the second best sword for Chrono. It's not because it has the best damage. I believe it is 4th best damage behind the Kelly Blade and the Shiva Edge. But it has +3 speed, and like anything in this game, speed is power.
Yes. And with minimal speed tabs to increase your speed, you are relying on equipment.
But I don't think Chrono is going to be staying around. I'm just going to call that one right now.
Yeah, Chronos might be replaced with Ayla on Azure side.
No. Okay. He's going to check first. Triple kick, tailspin at that point. And I thought I saw Dino Tail as well?
Possibly. I saw Cat Attack as the next unlock, or her first unlock.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ayla got the Mighty 3 at that point. So ooh, that is a strong Ayla choice in my opinion.
Yeah, I would be putting Ayla in, especially with Tailspin.
Tailspin allows you to bypass any sort of magical defense. It is a magical based attack that does non-elemental damage, which is super nice. As we have Dipwood fighting Pretty Cure Robo in the place of the Slash. Atrophos XR normally appears inside the Genodome in the vanilla game. She doesn't appear outside of Boss Rando inside of Jets. If I remember right, Slash has around 5,000 hit points, so between 5,000 to 7.5k.
Yeah, it is kind of high up there in that HP range. I forget all the time what the HP range is with these two bosses.
If I remember right, Slash just has slightly higher hit points than Flea. Flea, I think, is around that 4k, but Flea is far more annoying.
Yeah, the most annoying thing with Flea is she likes to MP buster you before the fight.
At this point, we have AzureCale going into Magus Castle at 51.
So Magus is going to lose all of his MP for this round. And we'll see what the random boss is. And it is Golem boss. So it really didn't matter too much who lost their MP.
What are you talking about? This is the scariest boss in the game.
It's the boss of all of the golems.
I'm terrified of claustrophobia in this tight room, though.
And we are spinning through space also.
Yes, worst boss in the game. No, I'm kidding. This is a meme. It's just a meme, guys. Golem boss is a completely free boss. If you can kill it in time, it's worth a good chunk of TP, tech points, and EXP. But yeah, like the true scarier bosses in the game are like your Dalton Pluses, your Fleas, and you know, maybe Lavos Rockefeller.
I think Batsy's looking at hibernicophobia, which is fear of carpets. Or we could go with fear of rugs. Eopiophobia? I have no idea how to even pronounce that.
All I know is that Golem Boss was styling and textiling.
There, I put that word in chat. And Dipwood taking this final fight of this stairway to get some more levels. About the only one that is worth finishing and fighting off.
Indeed, as we have AzureCale going through the Atrophos fight. Again, Atrophos, relatively easy at this point. You're going to just smack them with Dark Mist, Flares, and your choice of AIL attack at this point. Not seeing really anything great from the Aussie Mage so far.
Ozzy almost got Dipwood with some of the axes.
Hey, Fleabeth is money. I don't know really what we want out of the new shop, but you never know where Prism Shards could be. Sorry, Prism Specs, excuse me.
And I do prefer running a full lineup of Prism Specs myself.
Yep. Dipwood showing off the new tech. I've been practicing that one myself. The full upper Aussie maze.
That's about how I run that maze too.
Again, you want a masterclass on how to do some of these skips here? That is some beautiful running right now.
Yes, it is. And getting every skip here. As you're getting done with his Atrophos fight, gonna be going for that golem boss here soon.
So again, with the randomizer, where these bosses appear, they'll have either skill down stats and rewards based off of where they appear. So the Golem boss in this place, I believe, does vanilla stats and rewards. So I believe it is it 100k EXP and 100 tech points, if I remember right? But
that's what Dipwood got in this fight. And Dipwood taking all three of these fights on his side.
Again, it's randomized whether or not these can be ran from as well, so these particular fights.
I've always been able to run from this second fight. And the first and third fight I cannot run from.
I've gotten a run from the first fight before in this particular patch, so.
I might have to start trying to run from the first fight now.
I'll have to talk to Auntie again. I thought he said that that was the case, but again, I could be misremembering things. You know, a bit of Mandela effect there.
Yeah, and it happens. And now AzureCale is going to do the climb of Magus' castle.
Oh, does not get the item skip though. For Dipwood side. That's the last technique, is basically open up the chest, move up the entire ladder, but do not hit the A button again. And you can skip this last fight. He may have taken on purpose though too.
He might have. He's looking for more levels, coming into this whole dungeon low leveled.
I mean, Magus can still just be an absolute roadblock, so.
Right. And to get out of this castle, it's a long ways out.
This is one of the good uses of the flea vest here, and I thought we saw a second mermaid cap at this point, so that's even more just resistances that you can pile up. So you're looking to basically get as many resistances and as many absorbs that you can before this Magus fight, and then have the raw damage to get the kill. But with the charms here, what are we getting from the levers? Speed taps! We're getting speed taps from the we're getting double speed taps from the chains. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
So that's 8 speed tabs.
That is... We're looking at double star, baby. It's a double star day.
And more tab and gear for Luca, because we like fully geared up Luca.
I'm sorry, Lord Bats. You didn't hit caps lock. You hit tab lock there. Yeah. At this point, if I remember right, Ayla has base 13 speed. Magus has base 12 speed, and Luca has base 8 speed, but she has at least a Taban suit or a Taban vest. So we're looking at nearly double stars on everyone.
Yes, we are. Either double stars or very close to it.
Again, max speed in the game is 16, so... But yeah, setting up with the wall rings, with the magic seals, with the flea vest makes perfect sense here. Get as much magic defense as you can, and then pop the tabs. 9 speed tabs. Yeah, that is that's all but one double starred.
And AzureCale taking that little fall to get a magic tab and some more consumables.
I believe the words at this point is "gotta go fast."
Well, it is a speed run, so yes, we should be trying to go fast.
I'm just still at a loss for words with how much you get the speed tabs. The speed tabs are one of the quintessential ways to, in my opinion, break certain things. And wow, this is just intense.
And it's a robo, so the ultimate will be a Luminaire.
So what we're looking for at this point is we really want to see shadow, and we want to see fire. those are the two things you want to see because you want to be wanting to talk out those particular flares and the high shadow damage from your Magus.
And I believe dipwood does have dark matter, so ultimate shadow damage, ultimate fire damage, and have Ayla doing her non-elemental damage to switch.
Or physicals. You can always use triple kicks as well, so.
Yeah.
But also showing off some of the lesser used tech there, which is the magic wall. It's a Magus tech that allows you to put barrier on any friendly unit, which is extremely useful in this fight. Barrier giving you 33% magic resist.
Now the whole party is barriered up, trying to find that fire or shadow.
Yeah. The other thing is, I don't think we saw a lot of pickups of Lapises either, since I don't believe either character, either runner did complete the desert. So.
Well, Azure found 2 Lapises when he dropped down. And with the speed how it is, you just go fast, hit hard.
As Batsy is saying, we have fire and shadow damage. So the game is sentient and wants to hurt us, we're going to get lightning and water most of the time.
So we got one fire.
And that's a second fire at this point, so that's pretty massive. Oh no. Oh, that was concerning. Like, that could have just wiped out Luca there, but Luca actually has some really good armor on. Again, we found some really good armor through this entire scene, so. Like, I could go down the entire list of it. Zodiac capes, gloom helms, moon armor. We had, I believe, a couple of mermaid caps. We had prism helm. We had Taban helm. We had...
And Azure is skipping out on those 4 extra speed tabs with not charming the cranks.
He may not have charm at this point, too, so...
He might not. I have not seen her tech list.
But much faster on the way through. Will the additional 4 speed tabs make a difference? I think it's going to be minute, but it's still super fun to see double stars across the bars. Again, like, you start getting some diminishing returns later on. That's why you don't typically use haste on anybody who's above 12 speed, because you don't get the time back throughout the entire fight for the most part.
And Dipwood is done with his Magus fight. Is he gonna unlock magic for Luca to go into Lavos or not?
I mean, you're through Magus' castle sub 110? No.
No, he's just gonna go for it.
Whoa.
And I know Dipwood does take these chances like this.
Okay, so we still have a couple bosses on the way. We have at Queen Zeal's Palace, there's still a randomized boss there. There's still the twin boss fight that could be completely nasty. And we still have the 3 Lavos fights, so... Yo, dog, I heard you like double star speed. Oh, we're gonna get it all the way across the bars.
Yes, we are.
Oh, that's a tough pill to swallow. Unfortunately, nothing there outside of the swallow. Mid-ethers are nice. And, yeah, you could pick up some additional ethers if you wanted to. White mail, More useful in case you run into like a Dalton Plus, because then you can use full shadow damage at that point. That could
And the white male can help with Lavos 3 if he decides to throw lightning at you.
I also believe his ultimate attack in one of the forms is lightning base as well. I believe it's streamless.
There's one that's physical, and that one you're thinking of, I think, might be non-elemental. It might be lightning.
As AzureCale is fighting that boss, we're going to get a Yakra the 13th fight inside of the golem spot today. With so much status resist at this point, I think we're good.
Yeah, Yakura 13 just tries to confuse your party members one at a time. Then he'll go into some other attacks. None of them too scary at this time.
Okay, Azure should be getting there relatively soonly. The robo should be starting to cast the spells very soon. Dipwood is heard about it from the ancestors. That's a 50% mark. And Dipwood is through Yakra the 13th. Azure is trying to finish off the robo. Do you have the damage to finish him off here? It all comes down to this right here. Oh no.
Oh no. And Dreamless is non-elemental. I just looked it up quick.
Thank you. Okay, we have white mail on, we have enough magic resist, so we made it through, but we only have about 1 or 2 turns to actually get this off at this point, so.
And with Flare doing around 13 to 1400, it should not be too hard.
There we go. But that being said, Dipwood is inside of Ocean Palace at 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 30 seconds.
And Dipwood just did a new PB world record in this mode of 1 hour 17 minutes not too long ago.
But still, it is mighty close. At this point, we are looking at one boss, the golem boss being the difference, which is Yakra the 13th, which is not a big difference. Azure also skipping magic and immediately going. He knows his competition. Azure and Dipwood, old rivals, so.
And both of them running with 2 characters that do not need magic unlocked, and Flare, which is the highest damaging tech from Luca anyway.
So Dipwood taking the additional red scouter mage fight for the additional chest. What is in the chest today?
A better scythe for Magus. That's not bad. And there's yet another one.
Sadly, memory cap would be more welcome in any seed but this one, with the plethora of status resistance that we've gotten so far.
Yeah, we have enough headgear status resistant stuff that we can have our accessories open.
Now, how far do you take this grind as dipwood? 29 probably is my guess for dipwood.
I've seen dipwood go up to 27 and moving on from there.
I think he basically has Ayla already with Dino Tail at this point, so... Azure, going into the golem fight, which is Yakra the 13th today, as Dipwood is completing his grind. Really coming down to what we're going to see in the next few minutes here. It's still extremely tight.
Yeah, it could be dipwood grinding a little bit too much, Azure grinding a little bit too much, or one not grinding enough.
At the end of the day, Lavos can still be Lavos. You can go in there at level 28, 27. You can go in there at level 40, and still he can just straight up deny you. So, you're just reducing the percentage of that at that point. But Azure is through the Yakra the 13th fight at 116.20. Dipwood already down. Does not even going. I don't think Dipwood's going to go for Dino Tail strats here.
We can double check with Ayla's HP on this battle screen.
175 is kind of high.
It's a little bit high, but it would deal just enough damage.
And if I remember right, it's based off of your particular vigor stamina stat.
How I remember it is your HP, which on Dipwood's side is 800 for max HP, and being down at 100, that's a big giant difference. And the greater the difference, the more damage it deals.
AzureCale unlocking his grind area, and Dipwood already on the elevator at this point.
Dipwood skipping this first scouter fight. Not even going to check if Dino Tail is enough, which it will be more than enough.
Again, if I remember right, the scouters really only have like 400 or so health, so...
Like 200 or 300. It's not much, but they have high defense.
Yeah, that's going to be plenty enough for this entire elevator. We just have to clean up with Magus and Luca.
Yeah, that Jin can be a small block. It's more of a stumbling block.
But again, like just showing off this Dino Tail, just doing quick work. 1 hour and 20 minutes is through the elevator. That is terrifying as a runner
Yeah.
in the tournament.
That is terrifying to see. And to think I was only 2 minutes behind him in our match.
Okay, this again is the winner's bracket side. So AzureCale, dipwood, you're going to see both of them still in this tournament. The winner of this match goes and faces Saint Von Jester. And the loser of this particular match, I believe, goes and faces, is it Tuna?
Yes, Mr. Scruffy Ninja Tuna.
Dipwood already into the twin fight at this point. 1 hour, 20 minutes in, 30 seconds. Azure, right behind. He's already done with his grind. He's going down the Ocean Palace at this point. This is still close enough. We know that Dino Tail was early. AzureCale can catch up this time.
And we got dual dino heads.
Yep, double Rust Tyranno today. Which actually could be particularly scary if you don't have the particular damage to deal with them.
Yeah, you got five or six rounds to deal the damage.
10,000 damage. It's, if I remember right, around that amount. So it is sizable.
I think Dino Head, the Rust Tyranno, increases it because you got so much time.
I mean, it's going to be the Flare Dark Matter show here with tossing out extra ethers.
And going into this fight at level 30 on Dipwood's side.
Azure is completing the last fight, I believe, of the middle floors of Ocean Palace before the elevator. Getting some more lapices.
And with this comp, you really need that specific item for group healing. Otherwise, you have nothing for group healing.
Other than that one mega elixir that you found in Aristel.
And Ayla can only kiss one person at a time.
And sadly, it's based off of her magic stat, which is not something to write home about, unfortunately. But
Dipwood finishing his fight. Or one of them.
A little variance in some of the damage, unfortunately. Should only be one more hit, though.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing the right one being the last one to go down. Not the right one being first to go down.
So through that fight, probably a shelter, maybe some equipment change, but into Lavos before 120, probably around 124. As we have AzureCale on, I believe second fight of the elevator at this point, so... As we stand with bated breath right now. Azure, mere minute and a half behind Dipwood. You get some bad Loveless RNG, that's all it takes.
Do we get gated at all in any of the 3 Lavos fights?
We're looking at double star Dipwood with a big speed tab on his hip against AzureCale going into Lavos.
The Dipwood is going to get first shots in most of these fights.
So we're looking at about 1950 from those individual triple kicks. The flares are hitting for slightly more, but again, you're not having full status resistance at this point, so sacrificing it for some efficiency with the silver studs and whatnot. You're looking for 10k for Lavos 1, so should be finishing up relatively soon. I think it's going to be another 2 attacks if I remember right from my counting.
Yeah, you should be right with the amount of attacks or close to it. And I would be sacrificing status protection for speed and ability to hit more often.
Especially with that silver stud, it makes perfect sense.
And we found a shop that sold heals. We could just heal up quick or have Ayla do a kiss.
Dipwood going into Lavos 2 at the same time that AzureCale started up the Rust Toronto fight. First thing we're always going to see is doors of gates open. It's going to do 300 to 400 damage to all of your characters. You've got some of these little pieces to help out, but you're going to want to try and kill these arms as fast as possible.
And then we get to see what obstacle might be.
If I remember right, it was Sleep from Lava Shell.
Yeah, it was sleep for that one. The right arm is, or left arm as we see it, is going to go down. So only one boomerang attack.
Actually, with double star speed, you may be able to outspeed it.
Yeah, Dipwood might be able to outspeed it.
Yep, there we go.
Nice.
So, next thing you're going to deal with is Obstacle immediately afterwards. And then we're going to have, I believe it's Poison Attack, followed by Flame Battle.
AzureCale just finishing his battle on his side.
So, 1.8. Going with the triple kick. We're at 3.7. 5.1. 7. 7 before first poison. That is massive. He can get the kill here.
Yeah, those speed tabs being at max speed is really showing the power of hitting often and fast.
There we go. Gets it done right there and then. 10k damage done. Now, do we get the menu glitch here to set up? As AzureCale is starting up his lava shell. Again, you're looking for the screen to go black after he spawns his bits. Dipwood gets it. Doesn't waste any time, just uses some Lapises and some ethers, and he's just going to go in. AzureCale going in on his fight. Going with a flare, a dark matter, and a triple kick.
Yeah, same strategies for both players. Same party makeup.
Doing a little bit of safety here, and doing potentially some left bit strats here.
Well, it's not bad to take out left bit if you have really good physical damage.
You got double mages, it's only going to take one more triple kick to do it out.
Yeah, then your ultimate magic attacks, Flare, Dark Matter, will hit both of the other bits.
Azure should be getting through this fight relatively soon at this point. I believe it's going to be either after this Dark Matter or Flare. Waiting for that bit to turn off, and now we're going to go in with full AoE damage. Cleave, cleave, cleave.
And this takes out that counter attack from taking out the middle bit with an AoE.
And sets up the middle bit to die when it starts reviving, so... Okay, so I think we're at like 3.3 at this point. Grandstone, though. That's a little scary damage coming in. And a lot of scary damage coming in from Grandstone.
Yeah.
Luca is down.
500, 700 points of damage to the party.
But speed kills here as he's able to get fully healed up before any other action has been done by Lavos.
And then going back on the offensive after that little hiccup.
We're looking at about almost 5k at this point in, so...
Oh, this is a second flare. And the middle bit has about 8,000 HP. So about halfway done on Dipwood's side. Going into Lavos 2 on Azure's side.
So we should be at around 10k at this point, done into that right bit at this point. Doing some middle bit strat to try and mop it up really quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure the right bit does not raise its defenses again.
getting as much cleave damage in at the meantime. Azure just about to clear off his other arm in Lavos too. Luca takes the unfortunate death there, but at this point, I think you're going full in. You are at almost, I believe, almost 14.5k inside of the bit at this point.
And I do not disagree with bringing Luca up. She deals incredible damage.
About 16k at this point.
And Ayla is the best one to do single bit attacks.
And it's going to immediately... Unfortunately, it blocked... Oh, okay, never mind. Good timing then.
Yeah, it turned its defenses on, then turned it off almost immediately.
At this point, do you just go double Dark Matter and Flare right into it and just see if it goes? Because you're only looking for that last bit of damage here on Dipwood's side. As it goes. At an official time of 1:35:05. AzureCale going into the Lavos 3 fight at this point. Again, one Lavos 3 fight. That's how close this entire race has been.
Yeah, this whole time, it's been really close.
So let's cheer on AzureCale as we focus on that. Finish off Lavos. We're going to get a quick menu glitch, we're going to heal up, and we're going to get everything topped off beforehand. This is one of the tricks in the game that is most practiced because of how much of a difference it can make.
Yeah, it can be the difference of you succeeding in this fight or just failing and Lavos wipes your whole team.
Again, we're looking at potential strats here. We can see some left bit strats, we can see some center bit strats. Looks like we're going to go in with full-on center bit strats.
Yeah, these are the strats I go with myself.
Removes the big damage attacks from that center bit. Your Dreamless, your Evil Star, your random status ailments.
That ultimate physical attack that took out Luca.
Grand Stone, 4k in at this point. Looking for about 8k here. We may see some healing coming out from either Magus or Luca here. And we're going to have our first one coming out with the destruction of defense status and a random status applied from middle bit if it does not die in time. Between this and the triple kick, it should do it. Lesser strats at this point. You're going to be looking for using Dark Bomb from Magus. You're going to be looking to use like Mega Bomb from Luca. And Triple Kick from Ayla. But I do not believe we have that. I think we may have Napalm, I believe. But again, I did not get a good look at exactly what Luca's tech list was. Maybe relegated to item throwing duty.
Yeah, and any counterattack will just wipe out Luca.
Using anti-life strats. I love it. 4k in at this point for AzureCale.
Well, it gets Luca into the fray. So she's doing something.
It's increased damage. All right, now we're at 7.3. Using the Mega Elixir right there and then get full heal, get full MP before loading back in. Still going for it at this point, though. With Flare and, Dark Matter carrying the day.
Yeah, Flare, Dark Matter, taking out middle and right bit. And
we're over the 10K.
And targeting right bit with triple kick.
About 1.17. 11.7, excuse me. $13.2. $14.6. Should only be a couple more attacks coming in at this point. Will attack with no center bit. However, you're already at that 16.2 spot, so... A triple kick, an anti-life, a flare will get it done.
And as you're finishing this up at 1 hour, 41 minutes, 15 seconds.
GG's to our runners. Terrifying times coming out from those two runners. So Dipwood is going to be fighting SVJ. I believe that is going to be taking place in about an hour or so.
Yeah, I don't know the exact time. I just knew it was going to happen sometime today.
As we're joined by our other runner tonight, AzureCale. 141.10. Are you kidding me?
That's not good enough.
That is terrifying, my friend.
Oh, Dipwood. I've never, in all our head-to-heads, I've never beaten Dipwood.
It is insane. You have a 1 hour and 41 minute time. I just like, as somebody who's never gotten a sub 2 in this category, it's just like, what? It's not good enough?
Dipwood is a monster to fight for sure.
Well, hopefully that seed wasn't too terrible on you.
I'm getting really tired of Magus Castle.
Yeah, I was looking at the spoiler log, and anywhere other than Magus Castle would have turned it into a 2+ hour seed.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, at least it wasn't Force Will anywhere.
And it wasn't double Lavos Shell.
I don't think anybody wants to see Lavos Rockefeller anymore, so...
I think we should make an insane mode where it's all Lavos Shell for all bosses.
And Ayla's locked behind Mount Woe.
Yes.
People say I'm crazy.
I look forward to watching that one back to see how far ahead he ended up being, and
It was always really close, actually.
Yeah, you picked up Chrono, Dipwood never went to the back of Cathedral.
That's
Gotcha.
about the main difference. Like, it really was like that 2 to 6 minute difference the entire run. So,
Well, thanks for commentating and tracking. I'm sure it was fun to watch, I hope.
please, if you haven't yet, please go follow the runners tonight. They scared the bejeebus out of me, so... And we still have more tournament action to go. AzureCale, this was the first loss for you. You're going down to the second chance bracket. And Dipwood has a date with SVJ later on tonight, so...
Yeah, definitely check that race out later. It'll be a good watch.
So how do you feel going in against Tuna there in the next couple days?
I haven't seen a lot of Tunas run, but I'm sure it'll be another good set of matches. It's a really tight competition.
Is there any final words that you want to say? Any shout-outs?
No, not for me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hopefully it was a good show, and again, thanks for commentating.
And Haku, anything for you?
No, I'm all good.
Well, once again, at the end of the day, this is Chrono Trigger Jets of Time. We have 3 different go modes, 7 different characters, and hopefully you don't find 2 of them. May your runs be good. May your shells not roll bad against you. And, may you always find the Robo's Ribbon. Have a good night, everyone.